Okay, everybody, today we're going to talk about why most estate plans break before anyone dies. Most people think estate plans are really only about what happens after you pass, but they're not. Estate plans usually fail during your life, and it's often sudden, quiet, and at the exact moment families assume things will just work. Today, I want to walk you through why that happens using a real story and break it down into 4 key points that explain where plans actually fall apart. I'm Valerie Zametti of Zametti Law. I'm an estate planning attorney in New York and New Jersey, and we provide peace of mind to families through our high client value services. If you are in need of assistance with either of these in New York or New Jersey, you can reach out to us for a free consultation at yourplanningattorney.com. And speaking of value, you know we're always here to educate for free. At least I'm back in the role of it now. And all we can ask ever is that you ask questions of us. We want to hear from you, and we'd like it if you have any value from these videos to share so that together we can help some other folks along the way. It is a daunting task to approach these things, and all we can do is help one another. Now, let's start with, an uncomfortable truth. Most estate plans fail before death. It's a random Tuesday when someone is alive but temporarily unavailable. There's no funeral, no inheritance decisions, no dramatic moment, just silence. A phone that isn't being answered, bills that still need to be paid, and medical decisions that can't wait. And suddenly, everyone realizes no one in particular has the authority. That's what we're talking about today. And there's 4 key points. The first being death is not the first legal emergency. That's a common first misconception that causes plans to break. People plan for death first when really incapacity occurs beforehand. Temporary incapacity is far more common than death. Shouldn't say that. Death happens to everybody at some point, but temporary incapacity happens first. Illnesses, accidents, medical emergencies, sudden hospitalizations. I guess it is more common because those things can happen in multiples throughout your lifetime. Presumably, we're only passing once. And legally, the incapacity creates real immediate problems, right? When someone's not able to communicate, even on a temporary basis, the question isn't what did they want to have happen someday? It's who can act right now. And if the answer is no one clearly, then the system starts to fracture. And this is where the estate plans often fail before anyone realizes it. So key point number 2, being an adult means no one automatically has authority. So let me share a true story that illustrates this pretty well. A father called our office in a bit of a panic. His daughter, who was very young, highly capable professional living in the city, New York City. She had her own apartment, her own life, her own accounts, and then she suddenly came down with an unexplained illness and was in a coma. No communication, no phone access, no instructions. Because she was an adult, no one automatically had authority over her financial life. Her father was contacted, but only because he was a default medical decision maker. According to state, and allow the doctors to reach out on a medical consent basis. And that's it. But even with that authority, her dad wasn't able to, access her phone, manage her apartment, pay her bills, know what her bills were, right? Communicate with any of the financial institutions where she had her financial life. He had legally no authority. And here's the part that surprises people. Even the fact that he was contacted medically doesn't mean he would have been her chosen decision maker. Maybe her and dad didn't have very similar medical views. Who knows? She didn't have a choice in the end because state law just determined that. She didn't have a plan in place. The law guessed, and guessing is really not planning. So point number 3. Financial paralysis happens fast. While this young woman was in a coma, her financial life froze, right? Her phone was locked. Her apartment was inaccessible. Her accounts were untouchable. There was no power of attorney, no clear authority, no legal access. And this is what people don't realize. Financial incapacity often causes a lot of chaos faster than the medical incapacity. Medical, they get involved faster. They incorporate people who would have authority based on a subset of list of people. Again, maybe not your chosen folks, but somebody. But your financial life can go awry because nobody can deal with it. Real rent still comes due. Subscriptions keep charging. Employers need instructions. Insurance questions arise. And again, without the legal authority, loved ones can't act, even if they would like to. The law is designed to protect adults from unauthorized interference, but without planning, that protection turns into paralysis. And point number 4, the court then becomes the decision maker by default. Now let's talk about what would happen if she hadn't improved enough to communicate. The next step would have been how we figure it out. It would have been guardianship proceedings through a court filings, medical testimony, judicial oversight, ongoing reporting requirements. And the financial cost adds up, likely in the tens of thousands of dollars. It would take months to get to that designation for a person who hopefully is a trusted party. Stress level would be extremely high because the family's also managing the medical decisions and the financial needs are being delayed. Now, let's compare that to a proactive planning. And in this case, with a young person in their 20s, a young adult, we have myself, or there's other, I'm sure, programs. Ours is called Yippee Teens and 20s, where it's a group-based program, very inexpensive, few $100s. She could have preserved her choices as to whom she wanted to make decisions on her behalf, prevented court involvement for the family at a stressful time, allowed for immediate action, and just, again, reduced the stress for everybody overall. Dad's phone call to us would have been to inform us that he was stepping into his chosen role instead of sheer panic because he didn't know what to do. And that's the difference between planning and reacting. And why does this happen so often? And this story is not all that rare. It happens because people, young and old, believe, I'm too young, or I'm in great health, I don't have enough assets, my family will handle it. But all of those are just delay tactics and procrastination, because that's what we like to do, especially when we're talking about these situations that are uncomfortable. But estate planning is not just about your assets, of course. It is about authority. Who can speak? Who can act? Who can protect you when you can't? And who would you choose for those decisions? If your plan only works when you're gone, it's incomplete. We need to address the here and now and any twists and turns in life that may happen. So while it's important, estate planning only about leaving a legacy, it's about preparing. It's not only about leaving a legacy, it's about preparing for the interruptions, right? The temporary, I'm out of the game moments. And most legal disasters don't happen because someone has died. They happen because someone's alive, just not able to make those choices. So if you have an estate plan, ask, does this work if I'm temporarily incapacitated? Does it clearly give authority where it's needed? Do I have enough backups to the individuals I've designated just in case? And does it protect my family from court involvement? If you don't have a plan yet, please understand, planning early isn't fear-based, it's leadership. It's smart, it's loving, and it's responsible. Because really the best estate plans don't just activate at death, they protect your life while it's still unfolding, so you can make the very most of it. Again, as a reminder, if you don't know me yet, I'm Val Zametti of Zametti Law. We are an estate planning practice in New York and New Jersey, and we do our best to provide absolute peace of mind to families in these circumstances throughout their life. And we do so by educating and hoping that we can get you there sooner. Plan sooner. Earlier is better in this realm of understanding. We hope you've learned something new here today. Please don't forget to share. And as always, take care.